We are live. Instagram always takes a sec to catch up, so I don't know why that is, but for now, we're live on all platforms except for IG. And this is another Just a Tip Tuesday. We are going to talk about Gemini AI. And Gemini was previously called Bard, Google Bard. Okay. And I'm frankly happy they changed the name to Gemini. I started using Gemini actually only last week because I was, just using ChatGPT. I think that's what a lot of us had been using, right? ChatGPT was down and I needed to, keep using AI to keep doing what I needed to do. So I was like, oh yeah, I remember Google had their AI. So I switched over to Gemini and input some commands. And I realized, Gemini's features were so awesome. They have, they have they have real-time updates. And then it had so much more personality when I was giving it actual commands to update with my personality. It really was going it was going a little too far. And I have a pretty good sense of humor. I would like to think I have a pretty good sense of humor. So, it actually amazes me every time I'm using AI or somebody compliments something and I'm like, yeah, I used AI to come up with this, or at least come up with the idea. They're like, oh my God, I've never used it. So to me, that's crazy. And in real estate, we need to be using AI or else we're going to be left behind. And it's so easy, and you should absolutely not be intimidated in using AI. So I'm going to be showing you Gemini. You could easily be using ChatGPT or any other system out there. Let me share my screen here. Okay, and hopefully you guys can see my screen. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Please comment if you can't hear me. That would totally suck for me to do this whole training. So hopefully you can see my screen. It says, hello, Gemini, I'm in my That Broker Girl account on Google. So what you do is you just log into your gemini.google.com and you're going to use whatever your Google login is. Okay. And the other thing that I meant to do was bring up my notes. Okay. I've got some notes of what I want to go over with you guys. Okay. So the first thing is I wanted to show you guys something that in creating how-to SOPs, standard operating procedures for everything. Like in real estate, we have to have our SOPs down pat. And I'll do another training on ClickUp. Actually, I'll write that down because ClickUp's awesome and I want to teach you guys ClickUp. But I use ClickUp. It's, you could easily be using Asana, Trello, all other different kinds of things, but I use ClickUp. And that's where all my SOPs are built. And we're constantly tightening up our SOPs. Okay. But how can you build SOPs and build them fast? Okay. Well, here's one way that I do it. And actually, my assistant shot a video, okay, and I want her to be pulling my hot sheets every morning and send them to me via Slack so that I can just simply check a Slack message and read this morning's hot sheet, look at the properties in the MLS that I need to look at, contact clients or send them to clients if I need to. And so she does this video, right? But over here, Loom has a transcript. So what I would actually do is I would copy this transcript, go over into Gemini, and I would say, remove transcript and put in how to format. That's all I do. Oops, I have to give it. I'm so stupid. Remove. So dumb. Okay, remove transcript. I swear I'm not drunk. And put in how to format. And then I actually paste what I mean for it to say. So what it's going to do is it's going to take everything that she said, that she vocalized, and it's going to make it look a lot cleaner. Now, sometimes it's going to, misspell things. For instance, I'm a realtor with Epic Realty. It might spell it EPIC or whatever, and you might want to go in and tell it to change. You can actually tell it to change everything, or you can change it yourself. But this actually looks pretty good. Now, you're going to want to proofread things. You're going to want to make sure that you tighten things up, but this is pretty awesome. So what I would do is I would take this, I would copy it, and I would paste it as, a task for my assistant, do this every morning, blah, 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 blah. And then I would also put that link to the video, the how-to video as a reference as well. So that's one thing that AI can do for us. It's just amazing. The next thing I wanted to show you is social media captions. Okay, like we've seen tons of social media captions generated, but there is a right way and a wrong way to do social media captions. And then also I've noticed, like, I can tell what social media captions are generated by AI, and you don't want people to be able to tell that. Okay. So let's just start by having Gemini generate a social media caption, and then I'll show you kind of how to tweak it. All right. So the more detail, like, you have to treat AI as if it's like some girlfriend that you're talking to. Like, you're having like a late night conversation, you're talking, you want to give them all the deets basically. Okay. So, let's actually build out the caption for next week's ClickUp training. Okay. Because I use AI to help me generate captions for my webinar. Okay, so help me generate an Instagram. So I will be platform specific with my captions too. For my I can't talk and type at the same time, you guys, so just bear with me. Can't ever spell that word. So I'm starting off with help me generate an Instagram caption for my Just the Tip Tuesday live stream training. It's all about the ClickUp software program. This training is aimed at real estate agents. You want to tell it who your audience is. Please implement my sense of humor and sarcasm as expressed with my Just the Tip Tuesday innuendo. I'm also going to tell them the date. So this will take place on June 11th at 2 p.m. Central. So I'm just going to hit enter. I'm going to see what it comes up with for now. Okay. Okay. Not bad. I don't I don't much care for the drool emoji, but not too bad actually. Um Now the first red flag that I notice with um AI generated captions is too many emojis. The other thing is actually this doesn't necessarily have too many emojis, but usually if I see something start with an emoji and then have like a headline and then have another immediate emoji, that's the first red flag. This doesn't have too many emojis, but usually that mind blown emoji right there is a red flag. So I'm definitely going to change it. Get ready to have your minds blown. I'm going to change that. Another big red flag that I see because it's always included in freaking social media captions. They always say whether you're whether you're new to real estate or, you're an advanced realtor, they always say whether you're this or that. So I always take that out or I always change it. So just keep that in mind because they try to include it in property descriptions. They always include it. So and then I usually change up the hashtags a little bit. And there are specific commands that you give it to get your hashtag game a little bit stronger if you want it to be a little bit stronger. But this one actually isn't bad. I'm going to check the chat and see if anybody has any questions. Okay, so far so good. Thanks for the compliment. All right, cool. So that's a little bit about social media captions. And then I'm going to, okay, I just lost my notes here. All right. Now we can go to, I'm going to show you how to generate an actual social media content calendar. So one thing that's difficult to do in real estate is come up with the same, or not the same, but come up with all this content, right? How do we think of what to generate, what to say, how to keep our audience engaged? So what I'm going to say is I am a real estate agent and my audience is consumers in Bettendorf, Iowa. Help me come up with a social media content calendar that will engage my audience. Let's start with 1 week worth of content. So let's try this first, because you can always tweak it. So it's giving me summer in Bettendorf. Obviously, we're starting summer, right? So here's the theme: best of living and real estate. Goal: showcase local attractions, community events, properties to position yourself as a Bettendorf expert. Monday, post a high quality video of a popular Bettendorf park or recreation area. And then it gives me the caption to write, which is cute. And then it gives me some hashtags. Tuesday, create a carousel post featuring 3 to 5 photos of a recently listed property in Bettendorf. Highlight its unique features. By the way, I can do an advanced AI class if you guys ever wanted, where I can put these AI commands directly into Canva and have them generate these actual posts. So if you guys have a demand for that, let me know and we can get down with that. And so it's really neat that it will give me the caption and I actually haven't generated a content calendar in forever, so it's kind of cool to see this. Wednesday, share a short video highlighting a local Bettendorf summer event or festival. Don't miss out on blah, blah, blah. That's cool. And then what's also neat is you're building relationships as well. So whoever's event that you're highlighting, they're going to appreciate it, especially if you're tagging them, be very purposeful with your social media, by the way, and tag them. Definitely tag their location as well. Make sure when you're putting it in your stories to tag them because they love to reshare it in their stories. Featuring a client spotlight, showcasing a testimonial. I personally do testimonial Tuesdays, so this is awesome. So yeah, pretty good content calendar. Not too shabby. So that is how you can use AI, specifically Gemini, to create a social media content calendar. I could have said, give me a whole month's worth of content. I could have said, aim this content at a different audience. You can use this with anything. If you're a cookie baker, just change it. Okay. All righty. So let's dive a little bit deeper. When it was telling me to do a video, let's go here. Share a short video highlighting a local Bettendorf summer event or festival. Let's take this video. Okay. You know how I said we can tweak things? I'm going to show you how to actually do a deeper dive on this. And give me, I'm going to say give me a script or play by play on how I should shoot this video. Let's start with that. Tells me the exact week to do it. Opening shot, 5 to 10 seconds. Start with an establishing shot of the event location. Add text overlay, blah, blah, blah. Use upbeat background music to set the tone. You guys can refer to my CapCut training from last week for this part, by the way. Activity montage, 30 to 45 seconds. Capture a variety of different shots. And this is called kind of like B-roll, right? So keep in mind, you can edit this shit later. You're just capturing different things. People are having fun, kids are playing, vendors are showcasing their products, etc., etc. Okay. And then interview, get some sound. I wouldn't have even thought to do half this shit. So I'm actually having fun doing this training. And then it gives me the idea for the closing shot and then how to actually edit the actual video. Gives me additional tips to use a stabilizer or a tripod, vary my angles, capture candid moments, edit for impact. And then it gave me the caption once again for posting. So you can always take, if it gives you something, you can always say, do a deeper dive on this. I want to know more about this. Okay. Now, that was one video. Now, what I want to do though is we have those, those professional type videos. But what about when those realtors are doing rap videos, or they're doing they're doing funny videos? How do they get their content? Well, obviously they're talented and that's how they get their content. But there was one time when I did a reel and it was about the cars that realtors drive and what the cars that realtors drive say about them. I actually used AI to generate that content. So I took that idea in my head and I asked AI to generate the content. So we could say, what I want to do a video. I want to do a funny reel about making light fun of realtors and what the clothes they wear says about them. Please give me ideas Ideas of different outfits matching different personalities and skill sets, along with a clever script. Let's see what happens. Okay, there we go. So the sharp blazer, pencil skirt, tailored pants, heels, statement jewelry. This agent means business. They'll negotiate like a shark, close deals faster than you can say escrow. Don't mess with them. They've got a power lunch to get to. The casual, cool realtor. Outfit, jeans, trendy top, sneakers, sunglasses. This agent is all about being relatable. They'll meet you for coffee, not just closings, but don't be fooled. They're still closing deals while looking effortlessly chic. The tech savvy agent. The outfit smart casual, but with a smartwatch and a phone always in hand. I know exactly which realtor this is, by the way. Voiceover. This agent knows all the latest trends. They'll use drones, virtual tours, and like he totally does, and social media to market your home like it's the next big thing. The luxury specialist. Designer clothes, high-end accessories, perfectly, how the fuck do I say that? Perfectly coiffed hair with what? Somebody tell me how to say that, okay? Outfit. I already said that. Okay. Voiceover. This agent deals in $1 million listings. They know the finer things in life and they'll find you a home that matches your exquisite taste. So you guys get the point, right? And this is super cool here. It even gives some like additional ideas and then an ending idea. So all right. So I just wanted to show you that like it can actually help you come up with content. You can like once again, this is like your girlfriend. You can bounce all these ideas off of AI and come up with it. Okay. Okay, Brenda wants to know if I can please expand on the use of hashtags. Absolutely. Let's do it. Okay. So, for my Just the Tip Tuesday training next week, can you please supply me 5 hashtags that will increase engagement, followers, and pick up more of my target audience, which is real estate agents. Now, this is important. Gemini and AI. Gemini remembers that we were already talking about that my Just the Tip Tuesday hashtag or my Just the Tip Tuesday training next week was going to be about ClickUp. So it was already tracking on that. Okay. I didn't have to remind it of that, which is awesome. So it's suggesting these ClickUp for realtors, real estate productivity, agent tech tips, real estate hacks. I disagree with ClickUp for realtors. I would probably just do ClickUp, to be honest. You do need to, I mean, maybe it's right. Maybe it is right. Maybe that one would get some hits. I don't know. Real estate productivity, agent tech tips, definitely 4 and 5. I definitely would put in there. Real estate hacks, agent tech tips. Real estate productivity, most likely. Maybe I'm wrong about ClickUp for realtors. Maybe I should let the robot do the talking. So, Brenda, let me know if that answered your question. Hopefully it did. Okie doke. No questions on Instagram. Okay, so let's move on to tone. You guys have seen me talking about tone, and it is so important. Did you know that you can actually feed some of your emails, some of your previous like some previous things that you've said already. You can actually feed it into AI, okay? And you can feed it in and you can say, this is my personality, okay? This is my tone. And then you can say, now write this and keep in mind my tone, write it as me, okay? So I've had it help me draft letters. I've had it help me draft my own bio. Because how the fuck do we like even know how to write our own like professional bios, right? When we're gosh, it's so embarrassing when somebody reads out loud my bio right in front of me. It's like, who is this? Who is this that they're talking about, right? So I really had to have AI help me with that. And it made me sound so much better than I really am, but I really did accomplish all that, guys, I swear. So AI helped do a really good job writing my bio. But tone, what you want to do, and it's hilarious because you can put generational tone in here. Now I do put in, like, if I'm writing a social media post or I'm writing a letter to somebody, sometimes I will put a text message in here because let's be honest, I'm a little harsh. I'm a little direct. Okay. And I will take a text message that I was about to send and I will paste that shit into AI and I will be like, please soften this up. Or, um, please make this a little nicer. Or sometimes I'm beaten around the bush and I cannot figure out how to say it right. And I will throw it into AI and I will say, write this better. You can straight up say, write it better, and it will. And that's nice. And you can take it and you can keep tweaking it, but it just does a little bit better of a job. However, I will tell it if my audience is a certain generation. I'll be like, keep in mind the person that I'm writing to is Gen X. My audience is, boomers or something. I will make sure that the AI knows because it it will use ridiculous language. If I tell it Gen Z, it will use the most ridiculous language, and I can show you in a minute. But it's important to even give it that type of details so that it can, throw in some buzzwords that, you know, the For You page on TikTok, these feeds in Instagram and Facebook, they aren't accidental. These algorithms are real. Okay. So the words that you use mean things. Words mean things. Words are important. So the more information that you give AI, about your target audience or about what's happening, the better. Okay. I hope that that helped. Red flags. I wanted to talk a minute about red flags. Just like I said, too many emojis. You're going to start to see too many, like, if you start to get to know your AI, you're going to see that it starts to use phrases, these same phrases over and over. So make sure that you're keen to that and that you tell it not to do it. I tell it, don't ever use the whether you're a blah, blah, or blah, blah. Don't do it. Don't do it when you're writing my shit because to me, boom, that's a big red flag. AI wrote it. And I actually have a Slack channel dedicated to AI, and we write all of our little lessons that we learn or commands that we specifically like that have worked. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get into some I'm going to get into some really specific real estate stuff. We're going to talk about how AI can write property descriptions for you, do a market analysis, draft some client communication, do some lead gen and nurturing, do some marketing and advertising, and some other things like creating successful to-do lists for open houses, writing a script for a virtual tour of a property, generating lists of local resources for home buyers. So I am actually going to go through this a little bit faster, but keep in mind this training is recorded, and I'm going to look and see if there's any questions real quick. Doesn't look like it. We are in business. Hi, Glenn. Okay. So let's do this command. And you know what? Just DM me if you want a list of these commands. Okay. Because I can send you a list of these commands. So DM me if you want the list. The first one, write a compelling property description for a property type. Let's say ranch, single family home, located at, let's just say, highlighting its and then you're going to want to, like, obviously you want to know your you want to know the property that you're doing. So like open floor plan, finished walkout, basement, cul-de-sac. Okay, Realtor Sandy, how about you learn to spell cul-de-sac? I don't know how to spell that. Is it like spaces? Is that what's going on? How do I spell cul-de-sac? What am I doing? Okay, don't tell anyone I did that. Anyway, so I am saying write a compelling property description for this. However, you know what I like to add is I like to add for it to stay within fair housing standards. I do like to add that, and you're going to want to make sure that it does do that. It actually got the neighborhood right. It knows that it's in the Quad Cities, and I love that. I love that it said the Quad Cities. You know, not many people know it. ChatGPT, I'll tell you for sure, would have screwed that one up. So that's why I like Gemini, because it updates in real time. So it totally knew. So this is an old house of mine, by the way. I don't live here anymore, but we totally put in a bar when we lived there. So that's great that it knew that. I'm sure it took old property descriptions from it. I think it's really neat. It did keep it in fair housing standards right here when it said it's just minutes from schools, parks, shopping, and dining. It didn't say walking distance, which we're not allowed to say. Enjoy the small town charm of LeClaire while being just a short drive from all the amenities of the Quad Cities. Love it. I actually fucking love this. Property highlights. That was really good. I actually really liked that. I'm impressed. Okay, so that's the command for that. And then we've got, you can also say something like create a property description that appeals to target audience, emphasizing the benefits of living in neighborhood or city or whatever. Okay, so you can expand on that by saying that. All right. Also, here's a good one. And Brenda, this would be good for you when you were talking about hashtags. I think you're going to like this one. Write a listing description that incorporates relevant keywords for SEO, such as, and then you're going to want to say LeClaire, Iowa, Quad Cities, that broker girl, Bettendorf, since it's one town over. Epic, that's my brokerage. Okay, let's just use those keywords. And let's see what it do. Now, obviously, we can't use this actual listing description in the MLS, but we can use it in social media. Okay, so keep that in mind. So now we're upping the SEO in social media, right? Or in Google, okay? And that's a good command for that. So that's a little bit about properties descriptions and how the AI can be very badass for that. Let's shift to market analysis. Okay. Now, I really love this command. Summarize the current real estate market trends in, I'm going to use my city, oops, Bettendorf, Iowa. The Bettendorf, Iowa real estate market is currently experiencing price increases. Homes are up significantly compared to last year with a median sales price of $324K in April of 2024. Faster sales, they're selling faster than last year with an average of 15 days on market compared to 22 days the previous year. Like, it knows this stuff. And you can use this for social media. Just create a graphic of it, and then put it out there. Or do a reel talking about it, and you're establishing yourself as the real estate expert. I would not post this in caption form. I would be using it as talking points. Video is obviously very powerful. So that's what I would do. Or you could take the text in a video and put it over in a reel. You know how people like film themselves like typing on a computer or doing some dumb shit, and it shows the text like that overlay on them? If you're shy, you could do it that way to start, but you best be doing video, because if you're not, then your competition is, and they're going to be taken over. So that is one of my favorite commands to do for market analysis. So you could do analyze the recent sales data for property type, ranch homes in, let's go back to that one neighborhood, Cody's Hunt, LeClaire, Iowa. Let's see what it comes up with. While specific sales data for ranch homes is not readily available, I mean, that neighborhood's pretty small. So, to be honest, it gives the general LeClaire, Iowa real estate market, ranch homes in demand, potential impact on that actual neighborhood. So, that's fair. I should have picked a bigger neighborhood, but it's a good command. Also, I don't recommend this one. I do not recommend using AI for this, but you can use it to mess around if you want. You can use it to look up your own house. I looked up my own house, provide a comparative market analysis, CMA, for a property at, and I did my own address, and then I did a couple of my old addresses, and it was just wrong and super old data every time. So you can use that command if you'd like, just to mess around or see what AI could do. But I personally would not touch AI with a 10-foot pole when it comes to CMAs. But the market analysis and the data that it's pulling from the city trends, I really did like. Okay, so let's move on to, before I move on, I'm just making sure that there's no questions. Okay, cool. Let's move on to client communication. All right. So here's what I'm talking about. Draft a personalized response. Here we go. Draft a personalized email response to a client inquiring about blank property. Okay. So let's just keep using that one address. So this is great prospecting, right? dear client name, and you can give the name in it and it'll totally input it. Thanks for reaching out about the charming ranch home. I'm excited to help you explore this wonderful property, see if it's the perfect fit for you. As you mentioned, this home boasts, oh my God, that's another AI one. A desirable open floor plan that creates warm, inviting atmosphere. And it did. And it knows that we have a home theater down there as well. And that's really cool that it mentions that line even. This is quite personalized. Located on a quiet cul-de-sac in the sought-after Cody's Hunt neighborhood, this home provides a peaceful retreat while still being conveniently close to the schools, parks, and all the amenities that LeClaire and the Quad Cities have to offer. And what's really cool about it is that it doesn't just spit back out the listing description. It kind of like reworded it, you know? I'd love to schedule a private tour for you to experience this home in person. Please let me know your availability. I'm happy to arrange a time that works best for you. In the meantime, I've attached additional photos and details about the property for your review. And then, since I was talking to Gemini, it knows like I'm that broker girl. I would obviously use my name, Epic Realty. And then I would give it my phone number, my email address, and my website. So that's pretty cool. All right. How about this guy? This command. Write a follow-up message to a potential buyer who attended an open house at, surprise, it's that same address. Let's see what it's telling my follow-up message. I like that subject line. It was great meeting you at the open house. And then it gives the day, so last Saturday or whatever. I hope you had a chance to get a good feel for the home's open layout, finished basement, and peaceful cul-de-sac location. I'm curious to know what your initial impressions were. Did any features stand out to you? And that's what's really cool is, especially if you were hosting an open for your own listing, you're also gathering more feedback for your sellers. You're doing your sellers a good service. Did any features stand out to you? Do you have any questions, or would you like to discuss any specific details about the property? I'm happy to chat whenever it's convenient for you, blah, 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 blah. And then this is great for all you people with phone anxiety. Create a script for a phone call with a seller to discuss listing their property. Hello, seller's name. This is my name with my brokerage. I hope you're doing well today. I'm reaching out because I noticed you're considering selling your home at, and then what you can do is you can keep tweaking AI and tell it where you got the lead from. So if you're like, I pulled these leads from a FSBO site, or like give it more information, give it your tone. It could write the script in your tone as well. I'd love to chat with you about how I could help you achieve your real estate goals. I understand that selling your home's a big decision. I want to assure you I'm here to guide you through the entire process. I've been a realtor in this area for 8 years. I have a deep understanding of the local market trends. When are you hoping to have your home sold? What are your top priorities in a real estate agent? Have you worked with a realtor before? So, like it gives you some like ideas and some tips. But again, if you're like, okay, that's way too basic for me. What I really need help with is blank objection or, expireds or, things like that. You can actually do a deeper dive with AI. Again, think chatting with girlfriend. Okay. I really hope that this training's helpful to you guys. I'm actually having a really good time with it. Okay, so let's move on to lead gen and nurturing. Okay, that was all about client communication, even though I felt that was a bit of lead gen too. But this is, I guess, more lead gen. Generate a list of potential buyers who might be interested in ranch homes in, I'm just going to say Bettendorf, Iowa for my city. How would it do that? I've never done this command. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so it's giving me demographics. Retirees, definitely. Empty nesters for sure. Lifestyle preferences, low maintenance living, pet owners, ranches with fenced in yards. So yeah, I don't know why like I would ever use that command if it's not going to give me actual names of buyers. So it's like, is it going to give me names? Okay. Here's some social media for lead gen. Create a series of social media posts to promote your listing. Okay. I actually have a list. This is an actual listing that I have. So sell it, please. And it definitely knows the river views for sure. The spacious layout, that's all correct for my listing. I love that it gives me Twitter, gives me Instagram Reel, TikTok, doing, like it shows me the different platforms to post these on. So that's really cool, actually. Love it, love it, love it. Can you imagine waking up to these views every day? This stunning Nauvoo ranch home is ready for its new owners. And like, it's an amazing, amazing river view. I'm about to host a broker open, and we're going to do an afternoon like cookout on the deck overlooking the river. It's going to be badass. So yeah, I think it's cool that they put in details like that. I love that it's pulling real-time data for that. That's so cool. Okay. Right. Okay. This is cool. This is all about nurturing your past clients, because we all know that like they're moving again and they don't remember their realtor's name, even though they would have used their realtor again. Okay. How about write a newsletter for past clients with updates on the local real estate market? The latest buzz from the Quad Cities real estate market. I love that it remembers where I'm at. A quarterly update from that broker girl. Month, year, dear valued clients and friends. And what's cool is, and I'll do some CRM training as well, but if you have a good CRM, it will, like, you could put the right tags in here and it will just put in their first name. You don't even have to like do it that way. And so it's actually giving specific, blah, 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 blah. So that's cool. But you know what? Actually, I want to tweak this a little bit, because I'm like, it was a little less, I'm going to say include tips on multiple offers. Like, and then also, and a home maintenance tip. So like, let's include something in the newsletter that they're going to want to open and see, right? Let's make it a little bit more dazzling, right? Home maintenance tip. With summer in full swing, it's the perfect time to inspect your roof for any damn. Oh yeah, the roof guys are out there. Caused by the winter weather, look for missing or damaged shingles, leaks, or signs of wear and or tear. Addressing these issues promptly can save you from costly repairs down the line. And then my commitment to you, whether you're contemplating, I like that it ended with a CTA. I really liked that. And then I like that it gave, you know, some tips for buyers and sellers right here. Okay, I like that better. So don't be afraid when it spits something out. Don't be afraid to like change it a little bit. I just wasn't happy with it. And I was like, I wanted to show you what I would actually do to tweak it. Okay. Now let's move on to, are there any questions? I'm just checking. Okay, now let's move on to marketing and advertising. Here we go. Now, this is for ads, so it's not social media posts, okay? Write a captivating headline for a Facebook ad promoting my Nauvoo property, okay? Keep doing that. 3 Schwann Place, Nauvoo, Illinois. Because I've been running social media ads. Luxury living on the Mississippi, your dream home awaits in Nauvoo. Love it. Love it. Okay, that's a good one. Also, this little star thing emoji, that is another AI red flag for me, FYI. I would do like a river emoji right there instead. How about design an Instagram caption showcasing the unique features of blank property? So you could do that. I don't feel like doing it right now, though, in front of you guys, because we've done enough of those. How about draft a blog post about the benefits of buying a home in Bettendorf? So this is a blog that you can, you know, send out to your prospects. And what I would do is I would send it out to anybody who you've been sucking into your home search site. If they're like, let's say for my Bettendorf buyers, okay, I could generate one for each city of the Quad Cities, right? And then specifically send it out to the ones looking in Bettendorf, the Bettendorf ones looking in Bettendorf, you know, the Rock Island ones looking in Rock Island, whatever. And that way they're like, holy shit, like this is actually directed to me. So that would be pretty cool too. All right. So, you know, you can just send that out. It is a blog post. It's not a newsletter, I guess. So you could post it on your website, I suppose. Now here's what I was talking about, like miscellaneous commands that we can do. So create a to-do list for hosting a successful open house. And it even gives you like the tips, like in a timeline. So a week before the open house, confirm the date and time, prepare your marketing materials, create the eye-catching flyers, post the listing on relevant real estate websites and social media platforms, inform the neighbors, gather supplies, sign-in sheets, refreshments. The day before the open house, do a deep clean, ensure the house is spotless inside and out, declutter and depersonalize, remove the personal items and excess clutter, make sure the home's staged properly, prepare the yard, mow the lawn, trim the bushes, and you know, obviously you would send some of this to your seller if necessary. Set the mood, turn on the lights, open the blinds, adjust the temperature. The day of, you're going to place your signage, prepare your refreshments. I actually like this because there are, you know, how many of us have forgotten something, right? Like, I love that this is an actual list though. So what's really neat, I'm going to actually do one for create a to-do list for hosting a successful broker open. Damn it. I'm going to see what it does differently. Yep, it is changing it. So that's pretty cool. Love it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say create a menu with a grocery list for my broker open. I want to see what it says. Light lunch with a touch of elegance. Love it. Miniature croissants, ham and Swiss, turkey and cheddar, veggie, which is cream cheese and cucumber, assorted finger sandwiches, seasonal fruit platter, vegetable crudités. Did I say that right? You guys, I can't talk today. Carrot, celery, cucumbers, blah, blah, blah. Mini quiches. Damn, like I'm pulling out all the stops on this one. And then here's your whole grocery list. Additional tips if you're short on time, consider ordering pre-made platters. That's pretty cool though. I mean, you can like ask it to do anything for you. I'm going to ask it to raise my kids, I guess, next. Okay, now, and we're almost done here. I'm almost done with my commands. I'm getting tired. Okay, write a script for virtual tour of, come on, 3 Schwan Place. Let's find a virtual tour script. Very, very cool. Welcome. As we approach the property, take a moment to admire the classic architecture, manicured landscaping, and breathtaking views of the Mississippi River. The front entrance, spacious living room, dining room, kitchen, master suite, additional bedrooms and bathrooms. It is an unfinished walkout basement, you know, not perfect. Outdoor spaces, perfect. Cool. I'm actually going to tell it the basement is completely gutted and unfinished. And that way it'll adjust the script for you. Like you don't have to figure it out yourself, you know? This home features a full unfinished basement offering a blank canvas for you to customize and create the space of your dreams. Imagine a home theater, game room, additional living space, or ample storage. The possibilities are endless. So it totally pivoted for you. Now here, this is cool. We always kind of brag and say, you know, use me as a resource. So we could even generate content like this. All right. Generate a list of local resources for home buyers. I guess I shouldn't have said lenders. Like we all know our lenders. Like I guess I care more about like other types of vendors, but let's see what else does different. Lenders, inspectors. Okay, now I'm interested in like who they're talking about for, okay, the Iowa Finance Authority. I'm glad that they threw that in there. Okay, here's what I'm going to say instead. I'm going to say home buyers. I'm going to say for after their move. Cause like we know all that shit. I'm going to say for after their purchase and for home maintenance purposes. Let's try that instead. Lowe's and Home Depot. Menards, Ace. Okay. All right. Home warranty companies. All right. I mean, not too bad. Not everything's going to be a win, but that's not like that's not totally bad, you know. And you can also tell it, like replace it with my favorite companies XYZ, keep these in mind. These are my favorite companies. Make sure you're recommending them and it will remember that for you. So, wow. This was a whole hour of AI commands, whole hour of Gemini. You know, I hope that you guys got a lot out of this. I actually had a lot of fun teaching it. I actually learned quite a bit as well. Don't be afraid to keep tweaking things. You'll think of more things to do with AI. I kept it pretty real estate specific. However, I actually even I had it design an entire website for me more than once. I definitely have, I've told it what to do each time, use this as inspiration for different pages, and it will totally spit me out, all kinds of material. It is incredible what AI can do. So, if you want, maybe we can get a little more advanced next time, like I mentioned with, having it actually create the graphics or posts in Canva. And I said next week for our ClickUp training, but depending on if I go to the IAR summer meetings, it might be the week after. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this Just the Tip Tuesday. I will see you next time, and